like I said, this is the FUD Friday weekly report, and I was just going to go through this. Is any more questions there, Tim? I can't see. That's why I'm asking.
Yep. No. Your screen's on now.
Okay.
Just other people saying,
okay.
Glad to be here.
Okay. Cool, man.
Go ahead.
But yeah, the coins they keep going. People keep obviously launching and dropping new coins. So that's continuing to go up. There's 7,439 coins on this exchange right now, as of now. The one thing that's different or wasn't different from last week is this is the same number. There was no exchanges that were added. So that's kind of unique, and we don't usually see that every week. But this is a big one here, is the market cap for the entire ecosphere here with cryptocurrencies is down 14%. About $1.598 trillion was in the market cap for this, right? For this week. But that used to be well over, like, was it like 2.3? You know, it was quite a bit. It was up there, right? So that's dropped off quite a bit. You know, 24-hour volume, 342 billion. And this is another thing that changed from last week. This used to be, it was like around, I think 38, 39 was the market dominance of Bitcoin. So it popped back up, and that's normal. That's what people would normally do. Maybe go back to the safe havens of what they're used to, get out of some of the altcoins and get back to what they know, right? And Ethereum had 16.8%. Gas, still kind of ridiculous, right? It's still fluctuating, still going, still people doing all them transactions and doing all that movement, right? But as you can see, I mean, it's a sea of red, right? But this is what's happening. And through that, if I scroll through the whole things, the only things that you'll see that are green are all the stable coins, right? So it is just kind of not, this isn't anything new, but when we were talking about deals, there's a lot of deals going on for everything across the space. One little highlight was Polygon. That was the only one I've seen, well, at least on this page, that was doing some upward movements in the 7-day trend. Don't really need to go into. You'll see if I click this. Like I said, Polygon wasn't too many, big winners. Every one of these stable coins, right? So that's where everybody was flooding out to. I was laughing. We were talking the other day. I forget. I think I was talking to Richie. I don't know, but there were people exiting and jumping out into stable coins, right? Like crazy, and stable coins were at $1.14. So immediately those people were going to lose 14% of their money, but yet they were still doing it. They're still right. That's how FUD. That's how FUD happens right there. It was such a wild ride that people were, and like I said, this too. This is across the board. There's nothing really with the big losers. That's funny. The SHIB. Everybody was all hyping on that one. This just a week and a half ago, right? And that's the big turd. That's the big turd in the group. So that's just what it looks like across the markets, right? I kind of wanted to just go through a couple of articles that I was going through and seeing, and this is just more of that information that people are passing around and doing and hearing all this stuff, and it just keeps compounding, right? You just gotta just mute it. It's ridiculous, right? China State Council implements Bitcoin mining ban, right? That's what China is. That's the news that's coming out of there, is that they're going to ban mining, right? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what people think. I doubt it fully. I mean, it might be under the state's control of China, but I think that they would be more like banning it from individuals, right? So if we know anything about those type of countries, they really do not want an uprising of their own people. But that's just my opinion, right? Hong Kong announces proposal to ban retail crypto trading. So in this one, they're talking about only people who have $1 million in their portfolio or more are allowed to do any kind of trading on exchanges, right? Who's that benefit in China, right? In Hong Kong, it's all just the people that are in the know and that are part of the wealthy class. That's kind of crazy, right? That they're just going to ban it for anybody else that might be able to lift themselves up out of that ridiculous poverty, right? So that's what this is talking about, and that's just the news keeps coming out. Another one that you always hear is about the mining power and what it's taken with the visualization of how much power Bitcoin uses to mine out these coins, right? And this is just a visual representation. If you look of these are 1 terawatts, each one of these little dots, right, that are lit up. So Disney barely uses 1 terawatt a day. Facebook 5. You got Ford, Google. Here's the country of Bangladesh, right? And then here's Norway. And then now they're comparing Bitcoin to an entire country like Norway, and that's the type of power usage that it's using, right? And then you go down here, and then you look at the state of New York, and it just goes on and on and on, just telling you the different types of things that are using this type of power, right? But what's funny is I went a little further and I looked in and dug in a little more, and then you could see this, right? How they're trying to, kind of make that news about Bitcoin. And this is the estimated annual energy consumption by all the institutionals right now, right? Bitcoin is using this much, right? Compared to what are they doing with gold? Now that's what people use for currencies too, right? And then look at the current banking system and how much with the top 100 data centers that banks use, right? It's just funny how if you kind of look at it and start going to look around, you'll see it's just people, kind of maybe from this industry or maybe from countries that want control, bashing something that could be able. And listen, I'm not just a Bitcoin guy. I'm just talking about that's the one that's in the main news. The other cool thing is things that are in our ecosystem, right? We're very environmentally friendly, right? We can mine things on phones, right? We can do things that are much lighter and more efficient than Bitcoin. There's a lot of cool things that we're doing. I'm just trying to, kind of explain why people are attacking, and this market is having this kind of, and it's not even a pullback. This is kind of a crash, not like a horrible thing to say. It just is. Usually, downturns are kind of slight, but in crypto, they're very volatile. We all knew that getting into this space, right? Because this was a big deal, right? So this is another one. Why the crash was big for cryptocurrencies. This was a story I wanted to talk about, which is really cool. I just want to read it real quick. Is the cryptocurrency market, and let me make it bigger so everybody can see. The cryptocurrency market means different things to different people. To many, it represents an object of naked speculation, which almost all the media coverage about the space. For these people, Wednesday was a bad day. The Bloomberg, that's just them. Okay. But to others, the crypto space is more than just speculative instruments. It is the construction of a new financial system. For them, Wednesday was a huge win that might go down as one of the best days in crypto history. Under extreme stress, the system worked as designed. Yes, problems were uncovered, such as high fees. We've all heard it. We were talking about it in our own little conversations, right? But the high fees to trade at the most volatile moments. When everybody wanted to do something, that's when the fees were the highest. But this is a known problem because the crypto platforms are running at 100% capacity. Solutions to add more capacity and efficiency have been in the works for months and should be operational by year end. To understand why I believe Wednesday was a big victory for crypto, separate the space into its two main categories: centralized and decentralized. Centralized is the most familiar, right? These are the regulated exchanges like BlockFi, Coinbase, and Binance. They run traditional order books with bids and offers, much like the New York Stock Exchange and much like Robinhood Markets Incorporated and other traditional brokers. When markets get hectic, they are saddled with delays, system outages, and frustrated customer experiences. These events led many to conclude that the crypto space is not ready for prime time. But that's the centralized system, everybody. The decentralized protocols, which many claim are the future of finance, worked as designed and they never went down. While customers grumbled about the market losses, they were not complaining that these systems failed them at critical times, right? They were still able to make those exchanges. And yes, so if it costed, $1,800, or, say you're moving about, $350,000, right? If you really wanted to do that, you're going to incur that cost to do that. That's what I'm talking about. And that's what's very critical, where we should look at what's the deal with decentralization, right? We are in total and full control over here. If you didn't want to move it because you're looking at the gas, that's your decision, but you did have the ability to do that. And that's kind of the key takeaway that we really need to see here as they go ahead and work, and these two new type of maybe version 2s or whatever Ethereum's working on, so they can help with gas, or other places that I've been reading about that they're trying to do to fix with gas prices. This is huge. It didn't seize up like those other exchanges, the centralized systems, right? So that's just something I kind of wanted to, touch on, because I think that's very important. Because if this is the new financial system, it just passed with flying colors, everybody, because this crash, right? And I'm not going to mince words, right? If you look at this is the Bitcoin's historical corrections. This thing that just happened, and it's still happening, it's still going in there. It's pretty comparable to one of all the different ones that have happened, right? The one in 2018, that was huge. Here, ending in 2016, from 2013 to 2016, big corrections. Okay, right here, we're over here. But if you compare it, it's mid-level compared to most of them, right? That happened. And this is just straight up Bitcoin, everybody. This is not across the board with all the altcoins. But this is just what we're talking about. And for the system, at least the one that we really concentrate on, DeFi, it worked flawlessly. And everybody, if you wanted to make a move, you can make a move. And it was possible. So I just kind of want to share that, Tim, and just, let everybody see what I was talking about. I just think that's pretty important, that the space that we're in really worked kind of very good, flawlessly.